let's move on to a little football. Football?
All right. It's been happening.
It has been happening.
You're wearing a nice jersey for your team who actually played a very respectable game against Mexico.
Mira, te lo digo. I understand Costa Rica lost to Mexico, but I am so proud of my team. It was a hard fought game. My biggest problem with that game was the stupid referee. Man, I could have ref the game better than that guy did. And I thought he was bad for both teams. I don't think he was going for either team. He also is from Panama, which at the time a little controversial because Panama was still playing in the tournament. And if I was him, Mexico was favored to win. So you would obviously want to give more of the calls to Costa Rica because you would want the worst team to come out to play against your team. He was bad on both ends. He was so terrible.
Yeah, and there were a lot of yellow cards as well.
Everyone and their mom got a yellow card, except when there was, I mentioned it to you, like towards the end of the game, we were subbing out Ruiz and a Mexican player went and shoved him. And then the ref was like, don't do that. Hold on a second. You're giving yellow cards to these people that are like just complaining, whimpering. This guy just shoved a Costa Rican player and you just go, no, don't do that.
I'm pretty sure that's not allowed.
Are you kidding me?
That's at least a yellow, if not a red. At least a yellow.
The logic in this guy. I just was like, you are so terrible.
Now, the gentleman who was pushed, he didn't hit the ground.
He didn't hit the ground.
And he should have. He should have hit the ground.
And rolled,
and flailed about as if he had been just, shot or something.
It's so true. Because we see all these soccer players, when you barely touch them, they go on the floor. He gets shoved, keeps his balance, and just doesn't, you're right. This is the time when you could have rolled on the floor, bruh.
Just start being like, oh, the pain, my back.
But I could not believe that. But it was such a fun game to watch. There was a big thing. The goalkeeper for Costa Rica, a lot of people weren't expecting him to do so well because Navas is out on vacation because he didn't want to come on this tournament. That's a different conversation. Okay, Navas, you should have been there. But he did such a good job.
This guy is better than Navas.
Mira, this guy really proved himself.
No, he did well.
I was so impressed. There was moments where I was like, oh my God, Mexico's going to score. And he would stop the ball. And then other times when I was like, oh my God, Costa Rica's going to score. It was such a fun game to watch. I'm so proud of them. And I'm going to rep this jersey forever.
As you should. You should. They still did well.
Los ticos. Yo soy tica de corazón, completamente. Let's go.
All right. Well, they did good. Unfortunately, they lost to Mexico, but the USA won. The USA was able to win, and now they're going to be playing Jamaica. Things are going to be very un-Irie.
Right. And this is Jamaica's third consecutive semifinals appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, USA has a lot to prove. They should win.
Right.
They should.
They should win. But, you can't go against Jamaica, I've learned from the movie Cool Runnings. They can do it. They can really pull it out. If anything I've learned from Disney is that Jamaica can do it.
Disney, that's the one thing
That's what you've taught me. Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's soccer time. Yeah, that's right. I had to change the words a little bit.
A little bit. So we'll see. And then Mexico is going to play Haiti.
Yeah. And has Haiti gone this far before?
No. First ever trip to the semis. Right. How exciting for them.
No, that's great for them. I mean, they need to do something, to get some more money and revenue into that country because Wyclef Jean's been robbing them.
John, shade.
Viewers, what do you feel about Wyclef Jean and what he's doing to his own country?
Snapple, crack, and pop. Man,
he's been outed, son.
He has been outed. Before we move on from this, the Mexico coach, Tata Martino, he was really upset about there not being any VAR in this tournament. And, we're using it in the Women's Cup. They're using it in the Copa America, which is happening right now. And he's saying in the Copa America, they've actually pulled back 4 goals because of VAR. And he is so upset.
It's VAR.
VAR,
not VAR.
Well,
VAR.
They always say VAR in the American telecasts of it. That's what they say.
I'm sorry. I'm getting called out on because I said VAR instead of VAR.
Well, that's what the American commentators are
That's how they say it.
Yeah, they keep saying VAR.
Okay, VAR. Is that better?
She's
Thank you so much. Right. Okay, so VAR. Do you agree with him?
Well, it just doesn't make sense to not use it across the board. So yeah, I mean, if you're using it in the Women's World Cup and you're using it in the Copa America, you should be using it everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, what is FIFA thinking?
Right. And I agreed with him. And he will not be at the next match. We got a second yellow card against Costa Rica. So he will not be there. Do you think a lot of people give him a lot of credit for what he's doing with this Mexico team? Do you think it's going to affect the team not having him there on the sideline?
Probably not, because I just don't think their competition's going to be that great this next round. I feel like they had to do more to get past Costa Rica.
What do you guys think? Do you think Mexico will have an issue competing in this next game because they will not have their coach on the sideline? Let us know. Let us know what you think. They kind of make him seem like the glue of the team, and he's the one creating this new atmosphere. Yeah. So will it affect them? Will it not? Let us know.
It might even inspire the team, because sometimes they use that as fuel.
Make a phone call. He'll be outside the stadium making phone calls, FaceTiming. He can still yell at them. He can still do it. He get a yellow card from the outside.
I mean, you can still be in the stands, right?
Can he be in the stands?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I thought they weren't going to allow him on the stands.
Yeah, I just don't think he could be on the sideline.
Okay, so he'll be there, guys. Yeah, he'll be there yelling at you, FaceTiming you. Right. But it could affect the team. Like, let's be real.
It's true. It's true.
You know?
Now, we did mention a little bit that the women are playing currently, the Women's World Cup.
Yes, the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, USA.
Now, the women's jersey, quote from Nike CEO Mark Parker. He says the USA women's home jersey is now the #1 soccer jersey, men or women's, ever sold on Nike.com in one season. Woo! Wow. Yes. Rapinoe, Alex Morgan. Listen, I'm about to buy a jersey. I'm about to buy it on Nike.com.
Crystal Dunn. It's harder to find hers, though.
Crystal Dunn. Man, that girl's a great defender.
Oh, yes, she is.
She is all up in your jersey, through your jersey, all in there.
Oh, goodness.
Oh.
I didn't know she was that close.
Oh, Sean's ready to go play some soccer with Crystal Dunn.
I get out there and get slide tackled. You know what I'm saying? I ain't throwing no cards either. You know? Ooh, yeah. But no, I mean, I'm excited for the team. They're doing some really good stuff out there. Their game against France, there were some interesting calls where like these poor women were getting mugged, and then the ref would stand there a second and be like, oh wait, everybody seems upset about that. Boop. That's a foul. Like, I mean, it was real ridiculous. The second someone got close to a lady from France, they were blowing that whistle. Yeah. I mean, sometimes they weren't even touched, and they're like, that's a foul. And you go back and look at the replay, like, they weren't even touched. But on the other end, you know, I mean, a woman from the USA had to downright be tackled, and then they're like, I guess we'll have to blow the whistle. You know.
Bad officiating all around is the point. But also, I would like to say that last week, I said the final score would be 2-1.
She did say that.
And the final score was 2-1. Yeah, and then I text John that I was right. And he's like, oh, that was a bad comment. Instead of just giving me credit,
all right,
he wanted to discredit what I said.
She got it right. It was 2-1. That last one from France. I mean, anytime... Okay, first off, the penalty before it was like, all right, fine, I guess that might be a penalty. But when you have somebody from France who's like 7 feet tall, if you keep giving them the opportunity to get a header in, eventually she should do it. She's taller than everybody on the field.
Right.
It'd be like if I had to do a header with you. It's just like, I'm going to get one of them if you give me 20 chances at it.
Still, the final score, I called it.
She was right.
I was right. What do you think USA-England final score will be?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, from the fact that England hadn't played anybody yet, but I mean, they played Cameroon and Norway. They've had the easiest path this far. They beat both of them 3-0, but I think any of the other women's teams that are this far in would have beaten those teams 3-0. So I don't think England is as good as they look on paper. Okay. So I think we'll probably beat them 2-0.
You agree?
They're number 3 in the planet.
They are number 3.
Yeah, but they don't play like they're number 3. They just don't look that way because, again, their defense looks sloppy. They're just lucky that the teams that they're playing aren't good enough to score against them. Like, that's what it looks like a lot of times. Like, the team will get an opportunity. They just whiff on it.
All right. I guess we're going to wait and see. Yeah. The other match happening in the Women's Cup is Netherlands versus Sweden.
I ain't mad at that competition. Yeah.
It's going to be a fun game. Both teams have beat kind of some rivals. Like Sweden finally beat Germany for the first time in nearly 2.5 decades.
Yeah.
wow.
One of those scores was amazing. I mean, the ball just went right over the middle of the midfield. She was just all by herself, just boom, 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 kicked it right in that corner. It was ridiculous. I can't believe Germany's defense broke down that badly for her to just pretty much just have a clear shot to the goal from midfield. That was insane.
Now, the Netherlands have never been to the finals, so they're also trying to break some records. Right. Who do you think is on the bigger high?
Well, I think Sweden is probably on the bigger high because of who they've had to beat and play. Like, they had to play the USA, and they played them real tough. They also beat Germany. They've played tougher competition, I think. So I think they're going to probably beat the Netherlands, and it might be a repeat of what you saw in group play of the USA with Sweden.
Well, that would be quite exciting.
Yeah.
You know what's not exciting is people running onto baseball stadiums to hug players.
Oh, well, there has been.
What are you doing?
Some hugging.
What are you doing?
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I don't like.
You're so stupid.
Is these women are just being taken off the field like they didn't do anything wrong. Like, just like, what's her name? Streaking, running across during Premier League Championship, and they're all like, oh, excuse me, your little butt's out. We're going to help you off the field. Like, no, this person is committing a crime. If I did something like that, if I did something like that, I would be escorted off the field with mace in my face, probably would have been hit with something. I mean,
we should test it.
Test it. Okay, so we'll do it. So
let's go to a game.
We'll go to a game. You
that
go
you
run
don't care to be banned out of.
Okay, you go and run and hug Cody Bellinger. I'll then go out there and run and hug Cody Bellinger. And we'll see who gets thrown out more violently.
Once I go to San Diego, I give a hug to Machado.
Yes, I'll go get kicked out of Petco Park.
For hugging Machado?
No, I'm going to hug somebody else. But I don't care about Petco Park because that's where Machado plays.
Right.
And then we can go to some Philly.
We'll go to Oracle.
Yeah. And then you can try and hug someone else.
Yeah.
And see and compare.
I'll try to get a locket of hair from Bryce Harper to make my voodoo doll. Just go and rip some of that off. Find out it's a piece. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Take the whole thing.
It's like, that's a hair piece. Dude, you've been lying to us.
I agree with what you're saying, and Justin Turner also agrees. He's like, this is happening because the MLB is not handling it properly.
No.
People are seeing that, I'm just gonna go to jail for a couple hours and then be released.
I don't even think these women have been taken to jail.
One of them was, she even said that she hated it. She was there for 12 hours and that she was like,
oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, I think she was young though. I think some of these are like kids.
Well, no, they're young because they want to put it on Instagram and they want to be like, look, here I am on the field and I'm hugging this cute millionaire.
Yeah, it's time that they do something serious because it's happening way too often and it's like annoying more than anything.
No, it is. And again, it's because the penalty isn't really, that bad.
Right, exactly.
Again, if you're getting like a little 12-hour sit in the jail, that's not that terrible. You know, I mean, hit them with a fine, give them, 3 days in jail, then nobody else is running on that field.
It's true. Yeah. It's very, very true.